Gobble, a sort of turkey from Timbuctoo, by Roger Hargreaves. Gobble was a sort of turkey. A Timbuctoo turkey. He lived in Drumstick Cottage in Timbuctoo. As you can probably tell, turkeys are usually consumed between November and December. November in the USA and December in Britain. Gobble, on the other hand, wasn't edible. But he did know how to make the finest meals around. Why didn't you know? He's a master chef. Now, today was a very special day in Timbuctoo. Gobble was hosting a very special Thanksgiving party, and just about everyone he knew was to be invited. Gobble called up Buzz, a sort of bee, to do the shopping. Buzz offered his friend Dash, a sort of ostrich, to help out. Even Drone, a sort of beetle, helped carry the food and drinks to Bumble Cottage, which is where Buzz lives. Quack, a sort of duck, offered to rake up all the leaves to clear a path so everyone could travel safely. But it was so breezy. The leaves kept blowing everywhere.
Oh, this is going to take ages,
she thought to herself. Some of Gobble's other friends may have meant well, but try as they might, they made more mishaps and mayhem when preparing for the Thanksgiving party. Stink, a sort of skunk, tried to make the decorations, but he was too distracted by Quack's beak. "Ah, mon chéri," he said, "you have the finest beak in the universe."
"Don't make me kick you out, Stink!" Oh,
muttered Quack. Stomp, a sort of mammoth, was offered to chop wood for the fire, but he didn't bring an axe. Instead, he brought along with him, of all things, a fly swatter. "Oops," he thought. "I thought I was supposed to swat something." Before they cooked the feast, a parade had to take place first. There were all kinds of floats and balloons and even music, all led by the great conductor, Squawk, who was a sort of parrot. "Well, I do love a parade," said Gobble to himself. Then he noticed a balloon that belonged to Scurry, who was a sort of centipede. A topsy-turvy centipede. It was upside down. "I do parade a love," he said. Then it was time to get cooking. Gobble didn't cook his own kind, nor did he cook any domestic fowl. So do you know what he cooked instead? He cooked things like gratin, fish menuet, pumpkin pie, among others. He made sure some of the proportions were big enough for everyone, but mostly greedy old oink. Sometimes he would let others help make the food, like when Trumpet, a sort of elephant, tried to make the pumpkin pie, but he forgot to put the lid on the food processor. "Whoops," he said. "Sorry, Gobble." "Oh, don't worry about it," replied Gobble. "There's plenty more where that came from." When it came to making the cranberry sauce, Swish, a sort of river otter, offered to cook it. The cranberries popped in the pan like popcorn. Growl, a sort of tiger, thought it was too scary. "Oh, help!" he cried and hid under the table.
"Don't worry about it, Growl,"
replied Swish.
"It'll all be ready soon enough."
Eventually the feast was complete, and everyone sat down at the table. It looked splendid. In fact, just as splendid as Whoop's new hat. Also, someone didn't make it to the Thanksgiving party. Do you know who it was? Yes, you're right. Slither. Slither was a sort of snail. She is too slow. When the animals of Timbuctoo had finished their dinner, they all gave their thanks. Oink was thankful for having so much to eat. Caw, a sort of crow, was thankful for being there. And Flutter, a sort of butterfly, was thankful for so many things. She had a lot to say. "Why don't you let someone else give their thanks?" butted in Spit, a sort of camel. Everyone was thankful for him being there too. Everyone had eaten so much they were stuffed. Even Stick, a sort of skiddy stick insect who couldn't manage a lot of food. He actually ate 2 leaves instead of 1. As for Snore, a sort of lazy sloth, he had fallen asleep. He hadn't eaten yet. He did wake up and eat eventually, and then said, "I'm thankful, amigos," he said, "that I don't have to wash the dishes." So who did wash them up, I hear you ask? Why, it was none other than Scheme, the mischievous weasel. It was his punishment for having a food fight.